Have you ever paused to wonder what life will actually feel like if you end up completely alone in your old age? As friends pass on and the phone stops ringing, that sudden silence can feel deafening. But here is the dangerous truth. Chronic loneliness is now considered as harmful to your senior health as smoking or obesity. If left unchecked, it physically damages your brain and steals your independence. But it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, I'm revealing 6 essential daily habits backed by science that transform painful loneliness into peaceful, vibrant solitude. Stick around until the end, because habit number 6 is the absolute key to ensuring your golden years are filled with purpose, not regret. Number 1. Establish a structured daily routine. The first, and perhaps the most dangerous mistake people make when living alone is waking up without a plan. On the surface, it seems completely harmless. After all, you've spent decades working, raising children, running a household, meeting deadlines, and taking care of everyone around you. So, of course, it feels natural to think, I've earned the right to just wake up and see how the day goes. But here's the part most people never realize. From a medical and psychological perspective, waking up with no direction is one of the fastest ways to accelerate mental and emotional decline. When you retire or live alone, you remove the built-in structure that used to guide your day. Things like getting ready for work, preparing meals for the family, picking up the grandkids, or following a routine. With those external cues gone, your brain suddenly has no anchor. It doesn't know when to be alert, when to relax, or what to expect next. Without a schedule, the days don't simply pass, they blur together. You wake up, move a little, sit down, scroll through the phone, maybe watch TV, and before you know it, the sun is down again. That lack of rhythm slowly disrupts your internal clock, the circadian system that regulates your energy, your mood, and especially your sleep. Before long, you may find yourself waking up tired, napping randomly, or lying awake at night without understanding why. But the greater danger is mental. When the brain wakes up with no direction, it begins to drift inward. Instead of focusing on tasks, goals, or meaningful activity, the mind turns its attention to worries, aches, and imaginary problems. You become more aware of every stiffness, every pain, every small discomfort. And over time, this inward focus amplifies anxiety, loneliness, and a sense of purposelessness. This is why having a simple morning plan, even something as small as stretching, preparing breakfast, stepping outside for sunlight, or making a short to-do list, is far more powerful than it seems. It gives your brain structure, signals the start of the day, and reminds you that you still have direction, purpose, and control. A plan doesn't limit your freedom. It protects your mind. It keeps your spirit sharp. And most importantly, it ensures that every day still feels like it belongs to you. This is exactly what happened to Arthur. He was a 76-year-old retired engineer whom I got to know quite well. For 40 years, Arthur's life was governed by blueprints and deadlines. But after his wife passed away, his life lost its direction. He stopped setting an alarm. He would wake up at noon, skip lunch because he wasn't hungry, and spend 8 hours a day just staring at the news on television. He told me he felt like he was just waiting for the clock to run out. The grief was heavy, but the lack of structure was what was truly drowning him. We had to make a change. Arthur decided to treat his day like a new engineering project. He started waking up at 7 in the morning sharp. He made his bed immediately. He cooked a proper breakfast with eggs and toast. And he scheduled specific times to call his grandkids. Almost immediately, the fog lifted. His mind felt clearer because he wasn't just existing. He was living on a schedule. If you feel that drift, you must anchor yourself. You do not need a rigid military schedule, but you do need a flow. Write down a simple routine tonight. Even small anchors, like watering the plants at 9 in the morning or listening to jazz at 6 in the evening, signal to your brain that life is moving forward and that you are in control. Number 2. Prioritize physical movement. The second essential habit is non-negotiable. You must prioritize physical movement. The biggest misconception I hear from seniors is the idea that they should slow down to save their energy. Let me be clear. Resting too much does not save your energy. It is stealing your independence. As we age, our bodies undergo a process called sarcopenia, which is the natural loss of muscle mass. If you are sedentary, this process accelerates. Your joints stiffen. Your balance wavers. And suddenly, everyday tasks like carrying groceries or getting out of a chair become monumental. Struggles. Movement is the closest thing we have to a fountain of youth. It pumps oxygen to your brain and releases endorphins that naturally fight off depression. Take the story of Betty. She was a 78-year-old retired librarian who loved her books. After she retired, she spent nearly all her time in her favorite armchair. She did not notice the decline at first. But one afternoon, she dropped her reading glasses on the floor. When she tried to bend down to retrieve them, she realized she physically could not get back up without pulling herself up on the furniture. She thought she was just getting old. I told her she wasn't just getting old. She was inactive. Betty decided to fight back. She joined a local Silver Sneakers walking group and started doing light chair yoga in her living room. The transformation was incredible. Her energy skyrocketed. Her posture improved. And she started sleeping better than she had in 20 years. You do not need to run a marathon. You just need to move. A 10-minute walk around the block. Simple stretching while watching TV. Or simply standing up and sitting down from your chair 10 times in a row. Treat movement like your daily medication. You need your daily dose to stay free. If you are still watching and finding value in this, please type number 2 in the comments below. It lets me know you are committed to your health. And if you have not subscribed, please hit that button. It helps us support more seniors like you. Number 3. Stay socially engaged. The third habit targets what I consider one of the silent killers of old age: isolation. It creeps in slowly, almost unnoticed. One day, the house feels peaceful. And then over time, the quiet becomes heavy. Friends retire and move to warmer places like Florida or Arizona. Family members are overwhelmed with work, school schedules, raising kids, and managing their own lives. People you used to see regularly begin to drift away. Not out of lack of love, but simply because life pulls them in different directions. And without meaning to, your social world gets smaller and smaller. But here's something you absolutely must understand. Isolation is not just an emotional discomfort. It is a medical threat. A real, measurable danger. Research in geriatric health has shown that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's the level of impact it has on the heart and blood vessels. When you're isolated, your body activates a low-level stress response, the kind meant for emergencies, not daily life. Your cortisol levels rise. Your blood pressure inches upward. Your immune system weakens. And the harm doesn't stop there. Prolonged isolation has been strongly linked to faster cognitive decline. The brain needs social interaction the same way muscles need movement. Without regular human connection, even simple conversation, laughter, or shared activities, neural pathways begin to weaken. Memory slips become more common. Processing speed slows. And the risk of dementia rises sharply. This is why staying socially connected isn't a nice idea or an optional hobby. It is a life-saving habit. Even small interactions, like talking to a neighbor, joining a community class, or calling a friend each morning, act like fuel for your mental and physical well-being. Isolation may be silent, but its impact is loud, deep, and dangerous. And breaking that silence may be one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your health. Consider Walter, an 80-year-old widower. After losing his partner, Walter fell into a trap that catches many good men. He sat by the phone, waiting for his kids to call him. He told himself he did not want to be a burden. But the silence was deafening. He realized that if he wanted a connection, he had to be the one to create it. Walter took a brave step. He started calling one old friend every Tuesday. He joined a local chess club at the senior center. Within months, he felt alive again. He realized that social engagement does not mean hosting big parties. It means having small, meaningful moments of contact. Human connection is a biological need. Do not wait to be invited. Make the call. Talk to the cashier at the grocery store. Join a Facebook group for your hobby. Technology makes it easier than ever to see faces, not just hear voices. You have to participate in the world to feel part of it. Number 4. Keep your mind stimulated. This brings us to habit number 4. You must keep your mind stimulated. Many people assume that becoming forgetful is just a normal part of aging. While some change is expected, a lot of what we call senior moments come simply from a lack of mental exercise. Your brain is exactly like a muscle. It follows the rule of use it or lose it. If you let your mind idle, neural pathways weaken. But science shows that learning new things builds what we call cognitive reserve. This acts like a buffer that protects your brain against decline. Let's talk about Dorothy. She was a 74-year-old former school teacher. She found herself forgetting simple things, like where she put her keys or what she needed from the pharmacy. She was terrified that she was losing her independence. But she didn't just sit there in fear. She took action. She started doing the crossword puzzle in the Sunday paper every single week. She even downloaded an app to learn basic Spanish. The result was remarkable. Her focus returned. She felt sharper. And she had new things to talk about with her friends. You must challenge your brain daily. Read a book that teaches you something new. Learn to play a musical instrument. Write in a journal. When you learn, you create new connections in the brain. It is never too late to sharpen your mind. Are you enjoying these tips? Type number 4 in the comments if you agree that mental health is just as important as physical health. Number 5. Practice gratitude and reflection. Habit number 5 might sound like fluff to some, but it is actually one of the most powerful psychological tools you have. You must practice gratitude and reflection. As we age, it is very easy to focus on the loss. We lose friends. We lose mobility. We lose our careers. If you focus only on what is gone, you will fall into despair. But if you shift your focus to what remains, you transform your biology. Studies show that practicing gratitude lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and significantly improves sleep quality. Take Harold, a 79-year-old retired firefighter. Harold had always been the picture of strength. The kind of man who ran into burning buildings, who stayed calm in chaos, who everyone else depended on. But when his wife passed away, that strength began to crumble in ways he didn't expect. He found himself living in the past. He replayed the same memories over and over. Their first date, their road trips, the way she laughed at his terrible jokes. And instead of bringing comfort, those memories made him feel stuck, almost trapped. He grew bitter about the empty seat at the table. Bitter about waking up alone. Bitter about the simple truth that life had moved forward without her. One morning, after what he described as another night of staring at the ceiling, he decided he needed to try something, anything to pull himself out of the darkness. That's when he picked up a small notebook and started what he called his gratitude journal. Every morning, with his cup of coffee warming his hands, Harold wrote down 3 things he was thankful for. Some days it was something big, like the fact that he still had strong lungs after decades on the job. Other days it was something tiny, the sun peeking through his curtains, the sound of birds on his porch, or a perfectly brewed cup of coffee that reminded him life still had flavor. And slowly, something shifted. This simple daily practice moved his mind from focusing on what he had lost to noticing what he still had. His grief didn't disappear. He still missed his wife with every beat of his heart, but the bitterness softened. The heaviness lightened. He began to smile again. He started taking morning walks. He called his grandkids more often. Harold didn't just survive his grief. He learned to live alongside it, and to cherish the life he still had left. All because of 3 small lines in a notebook each morning. Start this today. What are 3 things you are grateful for right now? Focusing on the good trains your brain to find joy in everyday life. Number 6. Find a way to help others. Finally, we arrive at habit number 6. This is the fastest cure for loneliness. You must find a way to help others. When you feel down or isolated, your instinct is to withdraw and protect yourself. But the solution is actually to reach out and give. Helping others gives you a sense of purpose. It reminds you that you still have value, wisdom, and love to offer the world. You are not done yet. Look at Evelyn, an 82-year-old retired nurse. Evelyn felt useless after retirement. Her kids were grown and didn't need her daily care anymore. She felt invisible. So, She started volunteering at a local food bank just 2 mornings a week. Suddenly, Evelyn was needed. She made new friends. She had a place to be. And she felt the deep satisfaction of helping someone else. The act of giving releases dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals of connection and happiness. You do not have to do big things. Check on a neighbor. Knit blankets for a shelter. Mentor a younger person online. When you focus on someone else's needs, your own loneliness tends to disappear. If you agree that kindness matters, type number 6 in the comments below. Remember, aging alone does not have to mean being lonely. It is all about the choices you make today. As we come to the end of our time together, I want you to take a moment and think back to Arthur, the retired engineer we talked about at the very beginning. Remember how he felt like he was just waiting for the clock to run out? Well, Arthur did not move to a new city. He did not magically find a new partner. His circumstances remained the same. He was still living alone in that big, quiet house. But by establishing a routine, staying active, and reaching out, he changed his entire reality. He proved that aging alone implies solitude, but it does not have to mean loneliness. It is the small, intentional choices you make every single day that determine whether you feel isolated or fulfilled. The reality is that we cannot always control our circumstances. People will come and go. But your ability to create joy, purpose, and connection remains entirely in your hands. You still have so much to offer, so much to enjoy, and so many reasons to embrace each day with hope. As we wrap up, we have explored 6 critical habits that can truly transform our golden years. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will walk for 10 minutes tomorrow. Or perhaps, I will call an old friend this weekend. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let us inspire each other to take that first step. And if you found real value and inspiration in our time together, show your support by giving this video a like. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It is more than just subscribing. It is joining a community dedicated to living our best lives together. Finally, think of one person who needs to hear this message today, and please share it with them. You might just change their life. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I will see you in the next video.